Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about something very interesting, about physics, but specifically about sound. So here's the question: can actually quiet sound kill people? Probably that's quite dangerous questions, but let's see. But we're not going to answer it directly, so we will just piece it step by step, and then at the end we will see what's the answer for these questions. Now, what's sound itself? So sound is created when object vibrates, as simple as that. So as the object vibrates, it creates vibrations that make the air around it to vibrate itself. As at the end, the vibration of the air reaches our ear and we can hear the sound. So sound itself is a longitudinal wave, for you to know, and as the sound travels in the air, it creates a region of high and low air pressure, which we call it the rarefactions and compressions, and that's how the sound is created in general. Now, how can we hear the sound when the vibration of the air reaches our ear? So the vibrations reach our eardrum, and then it passes the vibration to the middle ear, and then it passes again to the inner ear into something called cochlea, which is in the shape of snail, something like that. And inside the cochlea there's this little thousand of hairy cells that will act like the receptors, and it will send the signal and actually transfer the air vibrations and convert it into electrical signal and send it to our brain, and in the brain it will be converted as sound, and that's how we hear the sound in our brain. Now, before we proceed further, let me ask you, why do you think some animals like bats, for instance, or dogs or elephants, they are able to hear different kind of sound than we human beings? Well, there are many types of bats, for instance. But put it simply, in bats they have these extra cells in their brains that can catch some of the sound frequency that we human beings cannot catch. So is it possible if we do like surgery to our ear, we put the bat cells to our ear, can we hear the sound like the bat can hear? Well, I don't know. Maybe you can search by yourself later on. And then back to the question again: can quiet sound kill people? Now there is this phenomena related to sound that will be a big part in our answer, which is called resonance. So probably some of you have heard it before. So resonance itself is coming from the word resound from Latin. And put it simply, in the resonant case, when something is resonating, it is vibrating with high amplitudes at certain frequency, which we call it the resonant frequency. For example, the most common ones you see in musical instruments. So when this musical player, they hits the drum, the guitars, and other musical instruments, they create this sort of resonance that you can hear nicely. Or for instance, when you are playing with swings, when someone pushes you from behind, and then this pushes somehow create a resonant frequency on the swing, and that's why the swing can oscillate wilder and wilder, etc. And another intriguing example about resonance is whenever a band of soldiers marching on top of a bridge. So actually the soldiers should mind their steps, because otherwise they can somehow make the bridge to resonate, and that will be dangerous because the bridge may collapse. Probably you can search by yourself in some other sources some phenomena like that one. I think there are quite some of them. Now back again to the equations. Now, what is the relation between resonance and the fact that the sound can actually harm somebody, even kill it? Well, there is this sound gun, There are several types of sound gun, but I will talk about one of them, which is called a speech jammer. Okay, so this speech jammer, what it does is to silence people who are giving a speech, as simple as that. So what happened is, for example, in the speech jammer, it's like a gun, something like that. So when the gun is triggered and projected into the person who is giving the speech, then it will capture the voice of the person that giving the speech and then project it back to him or her. And as it projects back to him or her, it will silence the persons, and that's how it works. But this is quite safe to operate because it will not harm the other person around it, so it will only affect the person you are targeting using this speech jammer. And there is also another phenomena related to this resonance and how sound can affect people. Okay, there is the woman who was moving to new living houses, something like that, but she wasn't told that there was like some broken water pumps nearby, and these water pumps produce a series of audible noises. Well, it's not that loud actually, but it has low frequency. Okay, and somehow with her it caused her some sickness. Okay, and then somehow after that she voided the contract, she didn't continue to live over there, and she moved somewhere else, and somehow the sickness was gone. So yes, so actually just be careful. Okay, quiet sound can actually kill people, but it depends on the person. Okay, so from person to person it will be different, the sort of frequency that can harm you or not. So that's it about sound and how is the effect of the sound for people. We will see again in another occasion. Thank you.